You know, we haven't made any desserts since we started cooking our way through the alphabet. So I thought that today might be a good time to try something for letter I. And no, it's not ice cream. Today we're going to try our hand at individual blueberry cobbler. Since this is the season for blueberries, I thought it would be good, but as usual with most of my recipes, I have to make it my own and I have to change it up a bit. So I'm going to change it by adding some peaches and some frozen fruits too. Now I like to cook whole whenever I can, and what I mean by whole is not packaged up. I like to go to the farm market and get the fresh produce as much as I can, but oftentimes we can't do that. So this recipe will lend itself very nicely when you don't have the fresh berries that are out there right now. And so I decided to throw in a few frozen ones just to make it go a little further, since I didn't have quite as many blueberries as I thought. I guess I was picking at them and didn't really realize it. But first though, there's something I want you to think about. And what I want you to think about is, which state do you think has an official muffin? Yes, a muffin. I couldn't believe it either. Now, North Carolina, Maine, and New Jersey, they happen to have a state fruit, which is the blueberry. But I want you to think about which state has the muffin. I thought that was kind of funny too. So let's get started. First, we're going to set the oven at 400 degrees, which I've already done. Next, we're going to cut up a few of the peaches. Now, I've already cut up a few over here. I'm just going to finish cutting them up. And you know, when I cut them up, I use the skins and all. They cook down nicely, and plus they're loaded with lots of vitamins and fiber in the peaches. So I'm going to cut up the peach here quickly, mix it around. The next thing I'm going to do is add in the blueberries. And I have my little container here of blueberries. Again, you can see I was nibbling. So I'm going to put them in. And the last thing I'm going to add into this are the frozen berries. Now this frozen berries I just happened to pick up at the grocery store, and they're the triple berry blend. That's it. And there happens to be blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries in this container. I thought that might add some nice flavor as well. And I really like the idea of individual. That way you're not tempted to eat so much. So you can make as many or as little as you want to. I'm making a few extras. I'm taking them to Mom and Dad tonight, and I thought they would enjoy it as well. So I'm going to pour in the other berries right now. Let me grab a spoon over here real quick. And we're going to mix it around. Just mix it up. And to this, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. A lemon juice, just a little squirt of that. Just throw that in there like that. And the recipe does call for sugar, but again, in my effort to cut down calories and some of the sweets, I'm going to add a little bit of the stevia. You might use your artificial sweetener. Some of you like the Sweet and Low. Some of you like the Splendors. I happen to like the stevia. I think it's a little more natural. So I'm going to put a few drops of that on there and mix it around. All right. Oh, it looks good. And a little bit of cinnamon. Just a little cinnamon on top adds a really good flavor. And that's all there is to the fruit mixture. Just mix it up now. I'm going to be using this little one. I have several of these that I'm going to use for individual. But for the one I'm going to take to Mom and Dad, I'm going to make it a little bigger. I think this is just perfect for two. So I'm going to make this one first. I'm just going to put maybe 3/4 of the fruit in this one. And into the little one. Sometimes they call these ramekins, I think. I'm just going to call it a little Pyrex dish. There we go. A few jumped out here. Let me get those back in. Mix them around. And that is done. Now, the topping. What we're going to do for the topping is we're going to add a little bit of Bisquick or any kind of baking mix. Some of you might even make up your own. I happen to buy this one because, of course, it says lower fat. It's no cholesterol, and it is a little bit lower, and it's easier. And again, I'm trying to make some of these recipes quick as a wink. So we're going to put 1 cup of the Bisquick mix right into the bowl that I just stirred up the berries in. Less things to clean up, the better. So I'm going to take this right over the sink in case it spills. I'm going to put in 1 cup. There we go. And it calls for 6 tablespoons of milk. Now, I'm not using milk. Again, I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm using the almond milk. And if you can see that, I know the light's a little, there we go. I like almond milk. I like the almond breeze. I like the silk. Not only does it have sweetness and it has flavoring, but it is, again, much lower in calories. If I'm in a pinch and I don't have that, Oftentimes I'll just use Coffee Mate. I'll use the flavor. This is the French vanilla. It again adds a real nice flavor. I'll make this if I'm making muffins or any kind of a sweet bread. I'll use this instead of the milk, and that only use a little bit of it. It adds a really nice flavor. But today I am going to use the almond milk. 6 tablespoons. Here we go. Let's see, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's it. Not many at all. And let me turn that spoon. I'm always losing my spoons. Let me grab another one. All right, we're going to mix this up. And if you noticed, I'm not using many dishes. Not taking much time. This is something that you could cook up very quickly if you don't know what to have for dessert. And you can see it's just almost like, I'll try to hold it up here for you to see. It's really like a pancake mix now. You just stir it around a little bit. All right, and guess what? Now all we do is pour it over top. I'm just going to pour a little bit on top of this. And the rest is going to go right on top of my bigger dish. I already talked to my dad and told him, guess what I'm doing? I'm making blueberries and I'm making muffins. He said, ooh, I think you and your mother would really like that. So I'm anxious to take it there and have them try it out too. All right. Now all I did was put that on top, push it around a little bit to the edges. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon on top. And I'm just going to pop it right in the oven. That's it. That is it. 20 minutes and it will be done. It'd be great to add maybe some ice cream on top or a little bit of Cool Whip if you choose to. That would be great too. So this just going right in the oven if you want to have a look and see what it looks like. There it is. It's going right in here into the oven. And number 2, here it is. I'm going to put this in the oven right now. Here we go. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. And that's it. By the time it's finished, I'll be cleaned up, ready to go. I'm not going to make you wait 20 minutes though, because I did already make one. This is what it looks like. You might wonder what happened to the other one I made. Right here. I had to try it out. After all, I had to find out if it was worthy enough for the Cooking Through the Alphabet show, right? So I'll show you what this looks like. Again, let me grab a spoon. Let's see how it looks here. I'm going to dig right down in there. Wow. It looks great. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Very good. I just have to try a little taste. Let me see. Delicious peaches, blueberries. What a nice mixture. Just sweet enough. Excellent dessert. Again, low calorie, good healthy eating. If you're watching your weight, it doesn't have to be dreary and you don't have to be living on carrot sticks and celery. It's excellent, excellent. So anyway, so if you think about the state that happens to have the blueberry muffin, well, I'll tell you what it is. It's Minnesota. How about that? Minnesota in 1988 adopted the blueberry muffin as its official muffin. I thought that was kind of interesting. So anyway, I hope I see you back here. I guess our next letter is going to be letter H. We'll see what that's all about. And again, as always, happy, healthy eating and cooking.